Hello, this is Brianna,
And Veronica.
and today we will be demonstrating how to use the Behringer audio mixer.
So the first thing you're going to want to do is zero the board and make sure everything is in its appropriate position for start. And then you are also going to want to plug in your mic with an XLR cable. And this is a omnidirectional mic, which means it picks up sound evenly in all directions.
Now you want to plug in your speaker, and we'll be using the Alt34 output since our speaker doesn't connect with an XLR. However, if it did, we would be plugging it in here. So you just plug that in there, and now you're ready to turn on the board. So you do that here, and you also want to turn on your phantom power so you can have your microphone powered as well. Now you're going to move the Alt34 fader up to 0 or unity gain, and what unity gain means is basically that the level of the signal is the same coming in that it is coming out of the board, and then you're going to turn on the Alt34 source, and then move on to the channel that you're using. We're using channel 1, and you're going to want to move that up to 0 or unity gain as well, and then press the solo button. Alright, now that we're all ready to use the board, we're going to go through the signal flow and discuss which each part of the soundboard controls.
The signal starts at the top and goes through the board in a U shape, passing through the buses and the faders. The first bus or location that the signal goes to is the low-cut filter, also known as the high-pass filter. This removes unwanted low frequencies from 75 Hz and lower.
So next stop, we are at the gain. So the gain amplifies the microphone signal so that it can be used by the mixer. So using the gain, we want to adjust the volume so that we're hitting around 0 on the VU meter. If we were using a peak meter, we would want it to be at -20 decibels. If the signal gets too high, which we're doing here, you are at risk of clipping, and if the signal is too strong, there could be distortion within the sound. After gain, the signal passes through to the compressor, and what the compressor does is it basically squishes down louder peaks and it boosts up the quieter frequencies. So this is altering the dynamic range, which is the signal to noise ratio. And what that means is the louder the signal is compared to the background noise, the better quality of sound we'll have. So from there, we move down to the equalizers. So on this board, we have a high, mid, and low EQ controls. So the high EQ controls the higher frequencies, the low controls the lower frequencies, and the mid control the mid-range frequencies. And these are used to remove any unwanted frequencies that may cause hissing in the higher ranges or rumbling in the lower ranges.
The next section of the audio board is the aux and FX control, which sends a copy of the channel signal to a different location, like any external audio equipment you may use,
Which would be plugged in around here.
After that, we move down to the pan, which controls the distribution of sound. If we have two speakers, we control whether the signal goes to the left or the right, or both. Next is the mute or the solo button, which mutes all other channels except the one we are trying to monitor. At the bottom is the fader. This alters the final volume of the signal before it's sent to the source fader. And finally, the signal is sent to the back of the output, which is sent to the speaker. And that is the rundown on how to use a Behringer audio mixer. Thank you so much for watching.